through the messaging systems?
But the messaging system should be dominant, and it's just the penetration of the messenger system should be overwhelming. That's the premises. So the KakaoTalk is the South Korean app, which like almost 90% of the smartphone users using it almost every day. So like a crazy amount of active users on that app, and then you jump into the game, then you're gonna find out at least 3 or 5 of your friends is already playing the game. So the game is already built up this very close networks of your friend, and the friendship and the closeness of those friends is much more closer than the Facebook friend, because they are the one who is on your contact or phone book list. So those people, you already know the phone numbers, work contact or family and friends. So it's very relevant to you. So you saw those people's leaderboard numbers and score, and that actually give you really good, like intriguing moment or motivation to compete with them or to play with them. So that's how they do this great performance.
Anyone else have any experience with messaging apps? Line, Kakao, WeChat?
They're huge in Japan, and so we're looking at ways in which we can support that, and we're excited about what might happen here. It really is cool stuff once you try it. The Line platform in particular, which you can take a look at in the App Store now, is something that's really worth looking at if you haven't downloaded it yet.
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't, definitely try it out. It's quite interesting. So let's talk a little bit about something a little more fun. What are you guys playing right now? What's on your iPad? What's on your iPhone, your Android phone? Try to limit the self-plugs.
Yeah. I'll get one selfless plug out. I've definitely been playing Fast and Furious 6. I've mentioned it before, I'm sorry. It's actually a good game, you should definitely play it. I will give actually a call to consoles. I just got The Last of Us, so I will be starting that up soon. But as far as mobile is concerned, I actually play Clash of Clans, I play Golden Dragons. Anything really that's in the top grossing list, I want to play, because it's there for a reason. I mean, that's really the elements, the core design of the game. Those are the reasons why it's going to be successful. So,
story.
Odds are that it's going to be good, and there's just a reason for that.
When you look at CCGs, my take, has anyone, gotten deeply into a collectible card game here? Any show of hands? Anyone play them? Rage Bahamut, something like that? Okay. My take on those games is the first time you play them, you look at them and like, why are so many people playing this? It's almost hard to understand. But the third time you play, you can't put the damn things down, right? And especially when you find one that really captures your childhood. And for me, that's Transformers, which I think is totally kick-ass. Lenticular cards are amazing, so I play a lot of that. And when I'm trying to show friends of mine who are not convinced about free-to-play just how cool free-to-play can be, I show them Real Racing, which I think the free-to-play Real Racing is just astonishing. It's so much fun to play, and it's gorgeous.
I think the one game I play quite a lot right now is Candy Crush. Yeah, there are two reasons. One is I have to keep up with my friends. The second, actually, I'm very curious why this game, this very old traditional game, the Match 3, actually become the top 3 on Facebook, become top 3 on every major stores. So I'm trying to play it more to figure out what kind of engaging mechanism there you using. So I have to play it to find it out. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's just I'm doing the Candy Crush Saga too, and I'm trying myself really hard to get how far can I go without spending any money. I'm actually at 240 something, and that's probably my limit, and I can't go any further. And then Clash of Clans too, try to play the game without spending any money up to the levels. Like at 49, I think that's a level that you kind of have to decide whether you have to spend money or not.
We should connect. I could
Yeah,
use some
we
extra
have to do
lines.
And the Last of Us on PlayStation 3 is a great game, and I'm playing that too.
Great, thanks. I think we're going to open up for questions now.
Okay, I think it's obvious and nobody's addressed this that the mobile gaming and how everyone is playing games now is realized, right? And how everyone has opened it up. Zynga has obviously the elephant in the room. Realized that there's a whole new market for women in gaming and how that is segmented in like between you two. I see one traditional console gaming and that whole development, and then mobile gaming and this whole new market with women. So what I guess the question would be is how do you, so the early 2000s you had the housing bubble, and I would say that of this last decade, the bubble is mobile gaming. We just saw Zynga have to lay off 18% of their workforce. Have you guys realized that gaming is no longer one monopoly, that there are two segments? One is going with consoles and home entertainment, and the other is going with mobile, and those demographics are dividing. And so how do you guys approach, I guess from a mobile standpoint, how do you approach this new dynamic of the segment of video game consumers is dividing, and have you guys appreciated that effect?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think we can kind of, I think part of that is the free-to-play market becoming very popular. Console gamers pay $60 to $80 per game. Free-to-play, they hopefully pay $2 or $3 to upgrade, but I think that is a definite segment.
Yeah, I think, first of all, what it means is everyone's playing,
Yeah.
which is great, But what everyone needs is a great game. So our first question, and the most important question is it fun? Not solely does it monetize. That's question 2. Question 1 is it fun? And that, if you have a fun gameplay experience, if it's great, it's going to be something that's going to bring joy to any player that is engaged. And the thing that I'm concerned about sometimes is you see such a strong emphasis on the conversation of monetization, which no doubt is key, but fun is always first, and that's what we try to stress at Sega.
Yeah, my belief is that it really comes down to the core design. So you're not going to make money if you don't have a fun game, or if you don't have a game that is engaging and people are going to want to come back and play, regardless of if it's traditional or free to play. So in agreement there, it just comes down to the quality of the game, and that's really what's going to drive users to play it.
Do you guys approach it with a split, or are you guys approaching it gaming as a whole? Because to me, it seems like there's two different markets now.
There's watching the World Series, and there's watching Mad Men, right? They're both on TV. They're both television programs. They're very, very different, right? You want to make sure that you're building a game product that really understands its audience and what it's trying to do. And I think provided you have a team of people that really get the audience they're trying to make, that's what's most important.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Paul, do you have any comments?
So we definitely want to make a game that can cater all different demographics of users, but we're clearly seeing this growth in the mobile gaming market. So we have limited resources and development power, so we kind of focus on the mobile sector only. That's our strategy.
All right. Any other questions from the audience? Yes, John.
Ethan, I think you mentioned during the presentation that the charts are really the only chance that you guys have on mobile for organic user discovery. Maybe you didn't mean it that way, but that's the way I heard it. Are there any important tools out there that you guys look at, or if they're not available, that you would need to really help with organic user discovery on mobile with CPIs of games obviously climbing to a rate that might be not sustainable in the near future?
PR is a critical part of driving organic traffic. Yeah. PR is one of the most important and underrated parts of what makes the mobile market work. Okay, because you have tastemakers that are, and I'm not trying to pander, honestly, but you have tastemakers that are reading, key outlets like 148Fs and Touch Arcade, and
Pocket gamer.
And Pocket gamer, yes, all of the above. But no, the key thing is that when you're looking at your analytics, and you might see that you're not getting a big acquisition boost necessarily with a story that you run. Some people will look at that and say, oh, well, that means it didn't work, it doesn't matter. That's absolutely wrong, because what you've actually gotten is you've gotten the opportunity to potentially move maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 50 tastemakers, right? That are going to be the ones that play, become people that love the game, start to invest in the game, tell their friends how great the game is, and that's not going to show up in your analytics. So that's one really important way. I would never say that you cannot get any organic traffic if you don't have visibility in the charts. That's really helpful, no doubt about it, especially at launch. But the virality of it is what's really important. You make a great game that people want to share with their friends, that they're excited to share with their friends, and that's organic traffic.
Yeah, just to add on to that, I mean, we mentioned it here, but the Candy Crush Saga, for instance, it went up the charts cross-platform, but they have some good viral mechanics, like Ask for Lives. Now we might become friends, and I'll get my mom to play because I need lives, right? Like, I think that's part of it. There's other things you can do as far as like cross-promotion. You alluded to it earlier, but Clash of Clans and Puzzle and Dragons is a nice cross-promo. So there are ways of doing it other than the ranking charts, definitely.
I think, yeah, we build the variability a lot. So that actually requires the very good product and also the social graph integration. So that's the key for the mobile game. With CPI going higher and higher.
All right, I have a question in the middle.
So my question is mostly about user acquisition. Currently, through your top the charts, if you get lucky, you get featured by Apple, then you probably pop to like top 20 maybe for that week. And I've been talking to a lot of user acquisition channels. They all sound the same. From your personal experience, I don't know if you get that much. Which one would you recommend? Yes. I think that's important, because Sega, I know for a fact you guys came up through user acquisition with the Sonic one. I mean, it's a great game, I'm not saying but user acquisition was a key part for you guys. I'm assuming Kabam does a sustainable acquisition to monetize quality users. And anyways, FunPlus, they have their way. So that's my question, user acquisition. And is there going to be a change too, with different kind of models or innovation in that space?
Are you asking about user acquisition tools or methods?
Anything, you guys. I mean, that's the biggest. If you're a user acquisition specialist and you put it on LinkedIn, you get a job pretty much instantly like that with any company nowadays. Right?
All right, Philip, you want to take them?
No, I just.
All right, Ethan.
Yeah, so there are a lot of good options, and what's interesting, of course, is if you're managing your user acquisition spend carefully, you'll see different games work better with different solutions. If I'm to highlight one, and again, there are many that work very well, but I would say I've been really impressed with what Facebook has done. Facebook is great because the targeting is awesome with that. So we've been really excited by what we've been able to do with them as partners.
Yeah, mobile can get pretty hairy. There's a lot of partners out there. We use a ton. Facebook is one of them. But other ways of user acquisition that you can leverage if you have the ability to is your franchise. Sega is a great example of that. Kings of Camelot, we were able to leverage that. And then we did have some mass market IPs as well, which helped. I mean, that's going to get you a lot of organic traffic. But as far as like methods and whatnot, yeah, exactly. But
what tools are you guys using?
What's that?
What tools are you guys using? Are you using like AppLift? Are you using?
Yeah, there's a handful of third-party tools that we use. There's a lot of internal tools that we've actually made. So a lot of it is stuff that we've made and optimized through our time on web. So it's more proprietary in-house stuff.
Ethan, what about you? Are you using specific tools that you want to talk about?
To be honest, I've highlighted one company that I think works well, and I'm going to leave it at that right now.
Okay.
Leave it.